I had the wildest dream last night. I imagined Doctor Who was on at midnight. Oh wait, it was. It has been several hours. Well, I say several. Yeah, it is 10 o'clock right now. So yeah, but you get the idea. I am fully rested after what was, I guess, a fantastic way to conclude yesterday's day. I guess so. Yeah, here we are. We're back at it again with Doctor Who. This is episode number 2. Hello everyone, Liam Catterson here. So yeah, how are we all feeling? Yeah, I mean, I stayed up a bit longer in regards to you know, copyright and all that jazz because yeah, God forbid if I ever upload something that I don't have to apply filler on, or a filter should I say, just to bypass copyright blocks and all of that. But yeah, it was a really, really amazing start, I felt like, with Space Babies. Obviously, it's not going to be, as I mentioned in the last episode, the most grandiose episode out there, but, you know, I wasn't coming into the first episode expecting that. I was expecting, I guess pretty much what we got in terms of, okay, well, they're going to probably info dump because this is a new era of Doctor Who, so there's going to be new fans and they're going to want to know who the Doctor is, what's the whole deal with him, and of course more of that will come over the course of this season, but it was also something that I was expecting to do, to be a little fun, to be something that was, you know, nothing too high stakes, as I mentioned, nothing grandiose, a nice calm before, I guess, the storm, because I'm imagining a lot of these episodes from here onwards are going to be very, very intense. It's not going to be as, I guess, safe as episode 1 was, but it was still fun. It was still, you know, very quirky. It was still very enjoyable, so I had a lot of fun going through that first episode. But yeah, this episode I am really, really stoked for. Of course, from behind the scenes pictures from Jinx Monsoon, I'm really, really looking forward to seeing how this episode goes by, because I feel like this is an episode that a lot of people are anticipating. There's, you know, quite a few out there, but I feel like this episode is going to be an absolute blast. So yeah, with that said, let's get into this second episode for Doctor Who. This is The Devil's Chord. So with that said, let's go. Oh, here we go, here we go. Oh my goodness.
Henry, get away from him. Henry Harbinger, that's it.
Oh no! Harbinger! Oh my god!
Think of him as my prelude.
Wait, are they gonna eat? Oh my god, they ate music! What the heck? Oh my god.
Now.
Fourth wall. Boom. Don't tell me you're gonna play the Doctor Who I love this episode already. I love this episode so much.
1963?
Great, yeah. Not just for the Beatles, I guess, but for some unrelated reason.
Oh, I'm having the best time. Oh, look at the car.
Oh, come on!
Got a dog, he's called Fred. My dog is alive, he's not dead. I love my dog, he loves me too. I haven't got a cat, only a dog.
We are not three, 'cause you love me.
The bamboozlement on Dean is just...
I think perhaps.
Oh, Scylla. That is outrageous.
Take it or leave it, sweetheart.
That like robbery. Ooh.
That's me, Margaret Lockwood, in the Wicked
We're going to
Lady.
2024.
Now there was a woman.
Inflation.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Just wanna finish the album, get back to Liverpool, and forget it.
Well, you can't do that.
That's it though, like life,
need you.
the life and soul has been taken away
I'm not good
here.
at anything.
But Paul, see, when it's just you on your own,
I just want to go home. Forget this life.
It's kind of depressing
Have me
though,
tea
like
and go to bed with a woman of my own, you know?
hearing the Beatles just like,
That's all I want.
I'm done. Tired.
Don't waste me time.
That was not sinister
Do you
whatsoever.
know what you are with your ideas, pal? Disgusting. You are disgusting.
Oh!
This anymore. I mean, can you dance without music?
I mean, you can, but you want to?
Yeah, it would be
Love
very
songs.
awkward.
There are no more love songs anymore.
Oh my god, there's no more love songs in the whole wide world.
Taylor Swift's in shambles.
1963, I parked the TARDIS in a junkyard.
Cole
and I
Hill
lived there with my
Skilder.
granddaughter Susan.
Oh,
Susan mentioned! Rah!
you're what?
My granddaughter.
Susan.
We could go and have a look, but you know, timelines.
Do it! Do it!
You've got-
Oh my goodness. Look at Ruby, like, inspiring. There you go, like how music affects us all. Like, it can hit in different ways. Emotionally, like, yeah. Wait a second. That was the same laugh from the giggle.
You called.
He literally muted that. What the? No, not beating the remote allegations. Jeez. Oh my no.
Jeez!
I love them. I love them.
I told you when we first met, I said the toy maker.
My
And defeating
legions are
him
coming.
took everything. It ripped me in half.
You survived.
Literally.
Literally, it tore my soul in half. I can't survive that again.
Jeez.
This is your home if Maestro isn't stopped.
They win. Oh my goodness.
The Lord Temporal, who trapped my father and bound him in salt.
Oh,
toy maker.
C'est moi, mon
damn.
cher. I should thank
No
you,
way.
Doctor. Daddy was so bad to me.
Oh my Nelly.
Daddy was so mean. Daddy was so tough. Daddy me. And
What?
that was quite enough. Until I can reach out and steal the music of the spheres.
Jeez.
Then the universe will stop turning. It'll keen and hot and timey-wimey.
Oh, love it, love it.
But genius? Oh, honey, I don't think so.
Doctor Who. I love. Oh my God, this fourth wall.
Wait. Can you hear that?
Yeah. Music. Oh no. Oh no.
I thought that was not diegetic.
That's wrong.
What do you mean?
Is this? Oh.
There's a hidden song deep inside our soul.
Oh, this is teasing to her to when she was abandoned, isn't it? Oh.
And power like him,
Like who?
the oldest
Who?
one, on the night of her birth. He can't have been there.
Unless.
For
Who was there?
Oh my God. took one look at Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness and thought, that works. Lovely. Oh. Oh. Oh no. Oh no.
I can find the cord to banish you.
Oh. Oh.
No!
Oh. Oh. Oh no. Oh my god! Oh my god! John!
Second, and a third, and fourth, and fifth, and you put them together, and it feels like the most holy
Oh,
thing
they're not all
ever.
gonna come together. Come on. Okay. Paul and... Oh.
Is almost here!
And who is that? Oh. Oh, so good.
About time and space, I have to tell you, there's always a twist at the end.
A Susan twist? Oh my god. I love how they get all getting involved. Love it.
I always say that it ends with a twist. That's the only thing that can't be missed.
Oh. Harbinger. This show is just peak. Oh man. You know what? That episode was just a blast. I mean, I enjoyed Space Babies. I thought that was a nice kind of set 'em up kind of episode with a lot of fun to be had. So that was you know something. This episode was just stellar. This was, I don't know. I mean, it might be recency bias, but I do feel like this is just one of the best episodes so far, like in a long while. With, of course, the importance of music with the maestro. We need more maestro. I mean, I'm expecting that to be the case at some point, like, especially, you know, it's a against all odds situation. I mean, even the Doctor said that fighting the Toy Maker was, you know, it was quite literally draining. And even fighting Maestro was a hassle, and it took the Beatles to kind of finish the song. Yeah, so you expect them back to have this kind of against all odds situation, but it was just really great. Even that musical piece at the end was just superb. Oh man, that was just fourth wall breaks as well. Love it. It was just that was great. Doctor Who is just fantastic. Oh man, we are so back. I mean, look, I enjoyed the 60th anniversaries and I felt like they were really great, especially the giggle. But I feel like you could really enjoy an episode, whilst it might not be the most, universally acclaimed and all that jazz. You can still have fun with the episode and all that. Yeah, I mean, you can even take Space Babies, and I'm not comparing that to The Giggle or whatever, but I'm just saying that, and I still stand by the fact that, it was fun. It was a nice, adventure and all of that. Nothing too high stakes and all of that. But this really took it to a whole new bar. This was just... This probably... Again, this might be recency bias and all of that, but given everything and given the imperative nature of music and just Maestro and just everything, really, I feel like this is just one of the strongest episodes of Doctor Who in a long time, in terms of writing, in terms of characterization, in terms of just everything. And yeah, I was even a fan of the music at the end. There's always a twist at the end. So yeah, I know some people, can be very half and half, I guess, when it comes to that. Especially if you're not, a fan of musicals and all that jazz. So yeah, because it was just very interesting, actually, because I wasn't really sure, like, if we were going to be delving into a musical episode, given the nature of when Maestro was, I guess, first announced and all of that. And there was a lot of speculation going on. So, and I guess this was as close as a musical number we were going to get in terms of, like, the, twist at the end song. Still, it was really, really great with what they worked with, because you have Maestro, who is, part of the Legion, and I'm really, really surprised about the fact that we really, it makes sense, but I'm really surprised that we're really doing this early, to be fair. Though, when you mention Legion, you're not expecting a couple of people, are you? That doesn't really count as a Legion in my mind. But you've also got to think, though. I mean, with the game nature of the toy maker and the music for Maestro, you just got to think what else really fits that category. Like, who else is out there in terms of other forces that are coming, really? So. Yeah, it just gets you really, really excited, but I do feel like, because Neil Patrick Harris did a really, really good job as the toy maker, and Jigs did a fantastic job as Maestro. Got a real high bar to kind of match their power, really, in terms of their acting power, in terms of how insane their performances were. So, yeah. But it was just really, really great stuff. And yeah, again, Jigs just killed it, in my opinion. They really had a fantastic, terrifying, don't get me wrong. There were moments where Maestro was absolutely chilling, but the eccentric nature and just everything about how Maestro was just incredible. Like, even the nature of Maestro really capturing the heart of music. And it's so weird, because usually when you say that, it's obviously like especially when it comes to an artist and all of that, it's like you're giving compliments, but Maestro was literally sucking the soul out of music. And yeah, I was just very, very amazed with how things went by, in terms of, like, especially going to 2024. I love that, though. We've got a 6-month gap, so somewhere Nicholas Briggs is rubbing his hands in, like, free real estate, right? Because there's a 6-month gap, Big Finish. can definitely fill that in when they, of course, have the rights, because I don't think they have the rights to 15 and Ruby at the minute. But there's stuff to fill, so it's not like with the 14th Doctor where it's quite closed. So yeah, but you saw like how you have that like nuclear ambience, and that was a real good kicker for Maestro, and yeah, just the implications of how music is quite impactful. Like, you even had that moment, and it was really beautiful when Ruby played that song she made for her friend. It was just really amazing seeing the differing emotions, because that's what music can have on you. And it was just really, I mean, it is funny how Ruby was the key, which we'll delve into later in regards to how Maestro was shook about Ruby. But that moment with the Doctor standing on those before Maestro entered the scene, that moment where it was just really beautiful. I don't know, for some reason, again, and this might be a bit of a stretch, but for some reason, you kind of get Rings of Akaten vibes with the long song. Underrated, by the way. That's my view of the episode. But yeah, I don't know. It's just something. There was just something obviously a lot. There was just something that was very impactful when it came to Ruby, of course, playing that song, and you saw everyone's differing emotions. So yeah, and it was just really well done. As was the chase between Maestro and I guess the first initial chase between Maestro and the Doctor and Ruby, especially with the mute settings that the Doctor has. I mean, that will work really well on a creature that relies on voice, right? But I mean, to be fair, we had Maestro overpower that, but of course Maestro is so powerful, being, a descendant really for the toy maker. So, and of course there was Harbinger as well. Now that was funny for me because, I'm currently writing my own stories and all of that, and I am using a character named, the Harbinger. Although I previously used this character, it's a very it's very imperative with the story that I'm currently writing on. But when Harbinger was brought up, I'm like, oh my god, that is just so funny, because the timing is just great. So yeah, but there is obviously something, especially since Harbinger was there in 1963, and we saw Harbinger in 1925, of course, when Maestro made, I guess, their debut, really. There's definitely something more to Harbinger, surely, especially if he was not so approving of the musical number at the end. Of course, there are other instances with the fact that the Maestro has been banished, so yeah. But no, there is definitely something more with this Harbinger kid, so yeah. Oh man, I just love the fact that, I am writing a story which features the Harbinger. Obviously, it's going to be different circumstances, but it's just the timing is just delightful. But yeah, I really loved, of course, exploring the factors of the relation between Maestro and the toy maker as well, because I heard that giggle note and I'm like, I'm not hearing, like, my hearing is not being affected or whatever, because I'm sure that was the giggle. And then, of course, it was elaborated with the Maestro being one of the many of the Legion, I guess, that the toy maker warned about. So, and I guess it kind of makes sense, especially with, I guess, like I said, the nature of Maestro's character, as well as the fact that you've got someone so incredibly talented like Jinx. I guess you want these, I guess, you want these characters to really be memorable in terms of performance and all of that. And Jinx, like I said, did a fantastic job at that. So yeah, but yeah, I really found that very interesting. Of course, like the toy maker, we had Maestro warn about the fact that the one who waits is nearly here. So Susan Twist, maybe? I mean, we did see Susan, I'm sure, when she tried to initiate inflation in 1963, right? Like, half a crown, wasn't it? So, yeah, I'm sure that was Susan Twist there. But, yeah, obviously Susan Twist is a very heavily teased, mysterious character there. So, I'm not sure if Susan Twist is the one who waits, etc. Could be someone else. Could be it could be that elder thing that Maestro mentioned in regards to being absolutely shooketh about the hidden song for Ruby. And of course that picks up a lot more intrigue, doesn't it, when it came to Maestro absolutely being startled. I mean, Maestro had a lot of confidence for themselves. But when they tried to when that, you know, Christmas carol emerged from Ruby, yeah, the confidence wasn't there, because there is something more with Ruby, of course, as we are going to pry more into the nature of her abandonment and that. But, you know, Maestro delved a bit further into that, so very interesting. So, and I'm sure the Doctor's got that ingrained as he continues to, you know, scan Ruby and all of that. So, yeah, but yeah, there was just a lot that this episode had going for it, and it was just really well done. I know for certain Russell T Davies saw Multiverse of Madness, and he was like, write that down. I don't believe that is a complete coinky dink. Especially since it's been out for a couple of years now. Not that, you know, not that it's a bad thing. It worked. It definitely did work for this episode, especially the nature of Maestro. But, yeah, I'm sure there was a lot of people that was seeing that battle between the Doctor and Maestro who was thinking, I've seen this shit before. Funnily enough, and it was another, I guess, Disney-associated project, wasn't it? So, if I had a nickel for every time... No, but in all seriousness, yeah, there was a lot going for this. Like, even like, the fourth wall breaks as well, like... It was just really great at first, especially when Maestro, you know, played the keys on the piano. I'm like, don't you dare play the Doctor Who theme, because that will just, like, you're already doing a very amazing job in terms of introducing yourself. You're just gonna make me love you even further if you, and then they did, and how it blended was just amazing. So, but not even that though. Like, there was of course more instances with, you know, the theme and all of that. So yeah, that was just, it was just really great stuff. Oh man. And there was of course mentions of Susan. As I said, we are going to delve further into the Doctor's characterization and his associations and all of that, like regeneration and all that. But we had Susan mentioned because they were in 1963, and you know, when the Doctor said I could pop around right now, I'm just thinking, you know what, I don't want to go away from this episode because I'm really loving it, but at the same time I want you to go and meet Susan. I want Susan back in terms of, like, I guess New Who and all of that. So yeah, it was just really amazing stuff. So like, even utilizing the Beatles as well. I just yeah, I just really loved it. Like, John coming to the forefront as well. Well, that's it though. The Doctor set them up, and the Beatles finished it off. At least half of them, should I say? But yeah, it was just really, really amazing stuff at the end there. So yeah, but the fact that John and John Lennon and Paul McCartney were the ones to, you know, kind of banish, because that's it though. The Doctor did set them up. It was just that they needed to finish the song, so it's not like they played a very, very important part, didn't they? So yeah, I just loved it though. Yeah, this episode I was just in awe. I felt like, you know, Space Babies, nice setup, okay? It was a nice setup, and then whirlwind this episode. Yeah. Especially if you were watching this at midnight and all of that. Yeah. So, but there's also one thing that I also do want to mention about, you know, the association from, in regards to Maestro and the toy maker being one of the Legion. And that was the portrayal of 15's. I mean, I know some people might think that, I don't know. I just worry that some people might think that it does seem a bit, I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for? Because last episode we had the Doctor fearing the bogeyman, of course. And we had the Doctor try to hide and was, you know, even breaking it in this episode. Which, you know, I didn't mind whatsoever. Of course they had an explanation in the bogeyman. But I just fear that there might be people who might think this is 2 episodes in a row that the Doctor is running scared and all of that. But again, I didn't mind it, especially with this episode. I didn't mind it like 2 episodes in a row. Plus, you got to think there's a 6-month gap, so it's not like the Doctor's been breaking it for like the past 6 months. But I didn't mind it, especially with the fact that it was really, really traumatic. You even saw in the Doctor, he can't do this bi-generation stuff again, which probably for the best. No, but again, the trauma of what happened and how tough it was to defeat the toy maker, that's there. So going against Maestro is just, yeah, is just gonna play on the Doctor's mind. So plus I don't know how long it was between when 15 first appeared and all of that to the Christmas special. There's a 6-month gap, of course, but it's still pretty recent, really, isn't it? So and now you've got this, you know, Maestro entity who is, yeah, who, like, it was a hassle defeating the toy maker. Now you've got to deal with the Maestro, and it might still play on the Doctor's mind. Like, if the Maestro and the toy maker were this brutal, how much brutal is it going to get in terms of the other Legion? Because, like I said, a Legion is not exactly a couple of people. So yeah, but it's also going to be very, very interesting to see where they thrive at, because we had the games with the toy maker, we had the music with the Maestro. So yeah. Tell you what though, if this took place in like the 80s, I mean, I don't know if it would have been as great. I think this episode was just peak, but that's where David Bowie could have, yeah. I know he was supposed to be in Doctor Who, but he couldn't make it. But yeah, he would have been amazing as well as Maestro. But Jinx was just fun. I want to see Jinx again. I don't know if I don't think Jinx is going to appear further this season. But it would be a crime if Jinx. I mean, even if Jinx does not appear, I guess, in you know, like I said, it would be a crime. But even if Jinx doesn't appear in future televised episodes of Doctor Who, Big Finish are gonna definitely have to come knocking on the door. So, yeah, but no, Jinx needs to come back again because, yeah, there was just so much that I loved from Jinx in terms of this episode. Like, the first moments of Maestro, you just you just knew that, oh, I'm gonna love Maestro so much, aren't I? So, and that really, really did continue. Not just in terms of the menacing presence that they possessed, but also just the confidence, the charisma, just everything really about Maestro was just absolutely amazing. And again, you know, it would be criminal. It would be criminal if we didn't have Maestro again. That's my 2 cents on the matter, but yeah. This episode was just incredible. Loved it so much. Definitely a step up. Not that it's a bad thing, but you can, as I mentioned, it with Space Babies, I want to imagine that to be the calm before the storm. Because the next episode, the Moffat episode, you know, that's not going to be low-key. That is definitely not going to be low-key whatsoever. So, I feel like you had to have your nice introductory, something that is not too overstimulating and all of that, I guess, especially for new, for people newly joining. So, you got Space Babies, and then you can turn up the dial. You can be like, okay, we've got you sitting comfortably, now we can begin. That's the vibe I'm getting. So, yeah, because it was still a fun episode. It wasn't like, oh, it was bad or whatever. Some people might think it was basic, but that, like I said, that's fine. So, because I imagine it would be like a roller coaster, like, because Doctor Who is a roller coaster. You don't want to start off with just this big drop from the very first second, out of nowhere. You want that nice build. You want that nice lull. You want, okay, I hope you're adjusted. Okay, now we can begin. That's what I'm getting with the last episode to this episode, and then of course the next episode. I don't know about 73 yards, but because I'm, you know, that's still very, very mysterious for me. I mean, all these episodes pretty much are, but like I said, with Moffat, he's not one to play it safe when it comes to the dramatics and all of that, especially if he's coming back for one episode. He will make this an episode to remember, like he did with Blink, like he did with the library episodes. Yeah. So, yeah, but I'm excited, but what a really, really fantastic episode of Doctor Who. So I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!